Beloved child, the moment you pressed play, something in the unseen realm stirred awake, for today you are about to receive a revelation that your person has concealed even from themselves. They have finally confronted a truth that those around them have quietly acknowledged. Your withdrawal of energy was not driven by ego or anger, but rather a reaction to the sense that their family made you feel unwelcome and alienated. Now, as a consequence of that withdrawal, your person finds themselves standing alone, facing those who once exerted control over their every decision, fighting for you in ways that you could not have anticipated. What you are about to hear next is the aspect they hoped would never come to light. Remain just where you are, for this is when everything begins to clarify. A significant shift occurred in their home last night, one so profound that it seemed to reverberate your name through the very walls. Your person lost their composure, shed their excuses, and removed the mask they had long worn. For the first time, their family heard them vocalize feelings they never intended to articulate aloud. They withdrew because of you, due to the fact that their family did not permit them to choose you freely. A heavy silence enveloped the room, the kind that arises when the truth pierces through generations of manipulation. No one anticipated them to articulate such sentiments, nor to choose you so defiantly. Now, every relative who once whispered doubts about you is compelled to confront an underestimation they held. Your person's allegiance to you is far stronger than their apprehension of disappointing their lineage. However, the revelation that will truly astonish you is this: your withdrawal did not diminish them, it invigorated them. Their family had once believed that through sufficient pressure, your person would forget you, that distancing would extinguish the connection, and that silence would cause you to fade away. Yet, unbeknownst to them, your absence became intolerable. It served as undeniable proof that you were the one element they could not afford to lose. Rather than opting for peace, your person chose to declare war, a battle against outdated beliefs, against stifling expectations, and against anything that threatened the permanence of your connection. In this conflict, they came to a daunting realization, one that empowered you. Without you, their existence is vacuous, no matter how full it may seem from the outside. Now, you must pay close attention, for this is the moment when the truth crystallizes. Your person confessed that your energy withdrawal was their ultimate wake-up call, one that was wholly unexpected. They articulated to their family, "If I lose them, I lose myself." This declaration was not whispered, it was not a sign of emotional fragility. It was, instead, a moment of deep clarity. For the first time, they stood resolutely, refusing to be subdued. Their family attempted to reshape the narrative, to lay blame upon you once more, yet your person countered with a succinct phrase that left everyone in stunned silence: "You don't understand them because you've never known someone genuine." In that pivotal instant, the entire dynamic transformed. No longer were they the compliant one, they became the challenger, the rebel, the fighter who had discovered the one cause worth contesting generations for. But the most startling revelation is that your person acknowledged that your silence inflicts an anguish far greater than their family's ire. They confided to someone close that your withdrawal felt less like mere distance and more like the universe's punishment. It felt as though every misstep they made reverberated in your absence. They believe your departure was prompted by their family's sentiments of unwelcomeness, lack of support, and misunderstanding. This has led to an overwhelming sense of guilt, heavy enough to disrupt their rest. They relentlessly revisit moments where they prioritized their family's comfort over your emotional security, regretting every hesitation. Consequently, that regret has morphed into a resolute mission to reclaim you, even at the expense of defying every individual who has dictated their choices. And thus, beloved child, you find yourself listening to a narrative unfolding behind the scenes, where your name is igniting tension, transformation, and the unveiling of truths. Your person is no longer the individual you once knew. Something within them has irrevocably changed. They are on the verge of severing old ties, dismantling outdated expectations, and overcoming ancient fears. They are stepping into a version of themselves that is unrecognizable even to their family. All of this transpires because you withdrew your energy at precisely the right moment. They didn't lose you, they lost access to you. This distinction has reversed their world. Remain where you are, beloved child. Before we proceed further, remain with me. Do not move, do not blink, do not scroll. What you are about to hear is the revelation your person dreaded would ever be disclosed. The moment your energy receded, an explosion occurred within their home, one that even they were unprepared to face. Their family, the very same individuals who believed they controlled every decision, suddenly found themselves stripped of their influence. Yet for your person, a more significant realization emerged: they were on the verge of losing you. That perceived loss loomed more perilous than any argument, consequence, or tradition they had been raised under. They stood resolutely in the center of their living room last night. Voice quavering yet unwavering, proclaiming, "I want them back. Whether you support me or not." This declaration reverberated through the household, marking an unprecedented shift in power that they had never dared to express before. Pay close attention, this segment may send a chill down your spine. Your person ardently defended you in an unexpected manner. They recounted every instance in which you stood by their side, all the moments you safeguarded their heart, and the silent sacrifices you made when their family failed to appreciate your contributions. Then, they disclosed something that silenced even their staunchest critics: they withdrew because they felt isolated even in your presence. That singular statement struck deeper than anything previously stated. Their family attempted to interrupt, to distort your image once more, but your person raised their voice, delivering a final, unassailable retort that concluded the conversation: "If you can't accept who I love, then you don't accept me." For the first time, their family experienced the weight of defiance from someone no longer willing to be controlled. And here lies the incredible turn of events. Their family began to panic, utterly unprepared for your person to prioritize you over them. They miscalculated, assuming that your silence would lead to your fragility. They believed they had an abundance of time. Yet your withdrawal ignited a rebellion within them. Suddenly, their family found themselves questioning their motives, their treatment of you, and why someone as formidable as you felt compelled to distance yourself. Yet while they were preoccupied with their doubts, your person was strategizing, planning their approach to return to you, restore the relationship, and shield you from those who previously underestimated your value. They boldly declared, "I don't care if I face this alone. I know who I want." Those words were not merely stated, they were proclaimed. Lean in closely, for this is the heart of the tempest. Your person acknowledged that the fear of losing your presence is an insurmountable fear for them. They confided to a trusted individual that your absence felt like time itself halted. They ceased to eat properly, to communicate in the usual way, and to feign normalcy. They admitted that your silence resonates louder than all the voices of their family combined. They insisted, "I didn't pull away out of weakness, I withdrew because I was weary of battling conflicts that were not mine." That revelation shattered something within them. It enabled them to recognize your true worth in a manner they had previously overlooked. Now, they are not merely fighting to regain you, they are striving to become someone deserving of standing alongside you once more. Finally, beloved child, before this moment concludes, hear me out. Your person is preparing to embark on a journey that will astound everyone, including you. They are ready to break free from expectations, pressures, and anyone who attempts to separate you. They are choosing you, openly, loudly, and fearlessly. They understand you have been awaiting tangible evidence, action, and a sign indicating they would no longer allow others to dictate your bond. That sign has finally manifested. They are fighting for you, defending your name, and redefining the boundaries they once permitted others to delineate. And you, dear one, are the catalyst who has helped them uncover a strength they had long forgotten. Stay with me, beloved child. What I reveal next is the aspect your person never desired the world to uncover, for this is where their truth becomes palpable, exposed, and undeniable. After standing resolutely against their family, an even more intense unfolding occurred behind closed doors. Your person reached a breaking point, one at which they could no longer feign ignorance, suppress their emotions, or act as though your withdrawal had not shattered their inner world. They vocalized a shocking truth to those present: "I don't feel alive without them." These words bore weight, not dramatics. They were the utterances of someone whose voice cracked not from fragility, but from the resonance of speaking from a depth far beyond logic or fear, straight from the core of their soul. This confession did not simply mute the room, it compelled everyone present to confront a truth they had long evaded. You are not a fleeting phase or distraction, rather, you are their anchor, and the prospect of losing you is a fear more profound than any they have faced. As the night stretched on, your person found themselves alone in the dark, scrutinizing their hands as though seeking to comprehend where it all went awry. They whispered something deeply painful, profoundly honest, so heartfelt that even the walls seemed to absorb it. I withdrew because I did not protect them. I allowed others to speak of them in ways they did not deserve. This was not merely an excuse, it was a heartfelt confession born from deep regret. They reflected on every moment when you endeavored to remain resilient for them, cherishing those instances when you exhibited patience, love, and unwavering loyalty while they grappled with the conflicting demands of your relationship and their family's expectations. The realization struck them hard when they replayed the moment your spirit fell silent. It was like a punch to the gut. They understood, with dismay, that they had driven the one person who genuinely loved them into profound emotional exhaustion. Their heart clenched, their breath quickened. What they recognized was that your silence was not a rejection, it was a necessity for survival. Now they bear the burden of knowing they brought you to that point, a weight that haunts them far more than anything their family could ever utter. Yet, an astonishing shift has begun. Your person has started to create distance from their family, not out of anger, but from newfound clarity. They have begun to see that every time their family judged, criticized, or compared you to others, a part of their heart fragmented a little more. They confided in someone, expressing their realization that they had not grasped the depth of those remarks' impact until your emotional withdrawal became evident. They acknowledged feeling isolated amidst a battlefield where they should have been shielded, rather than silently observing you fight your own battles. This awakening has ignited an unquenchable fire within them. They are no longer compliant. They have ceased to agree and have stopped allowing their family's opinions to dictate their choices. Now, an unwavering internal cry compels them: if they do not fight for you, they will carry regret for the rest of their days. This understanding has rendered them braver than they've ever been. And pay close attention, for this next development is one that even fate could not foresee. Your person is preparing to confront an individual who played a significant role in making you feel unappreciated. Whether it be a family member, an outsider, or someone manipulating events from obscurity, they have finally grasped the truth. Your reticence was not solely their doing, it was compounded by the environment surrounding them. They aim to dismantle that toxic atmosphere, piece by piece. They declared, if I do not protect them now, I will lose the only person who has ever seen my heart. This is why their demeanor has grown colder, sharper, and quieter around those who once wielded influence over them. They are now more observant, selecting their battles judiciously and preparing for the moment when they come to you, not to justify their past actions, but to reconstruct what they have broken. And finally, my dear child, brace yourself. Your person has made a monumental decision that even their family can sense is a turning point in the air. They are ready to sever ties with anything obstructing your connection. They fear neither confrontation nor misunderstanding nor even the potential loss of people in their life. The only fear that now lingers is the thought of losing you permanently. Your withdrawal made them acutely aware of what such a loss entails: heavy, suffocating, and irreversible. Consequently, they have resolved within themselves that the next time they stand before you, they will not arrive empty-handed, they will come bearing truth, loyalty, commitment, and the courage they failed to exhibit previously. My beloved child, as this moment unfolds, remain precisely where you are. Do not scroll, do not blink, do not disrupt the flow, because what follows will unveil everything your person has kept hidden. After enduring nights full of remorse, days of silence, and hours replaying the moment you withdrew, a realization finally crystallized within them. They entered a room filled with those who once influenced their decisions and proclaimed, I will not explain myself any further. I am choosing them. The atmosphere froze. No one anticipated that tone, that conviction, that fierce determination. For the first time, their voice did not tremble, it resonated with unwavering strength. In that instant, every individual who believed they could manipulate your person came to the stark realization that they were wrong. This was no longer an act of rebellion, it had evolved into a declaration of liberation. Your person has renounced the habit of bowing to pressure and remaining silent. They are determined not to lose you merely to maintain the comfort of others. But what is to come next is even more astonishing. They finally admitted, in a quivering voice, the reason your emotional withdrawal impacted them so profoundly. They realized they did not abandon you, rather, they were protecting themselves from the very harm they should have shielded you against. That epiphany struck them like a bolt of lightning, illuminating the understanding that your silence was a manifestation of survival. Now they grapple with the regret of allowing you to endure battles that should have been theirs to fight. Every night, they find themselves awake, reflecting on your patience, loyalty, and gentle presence, recalling the moment you gradually drifted away because you felt depleted. This truth has transformed their world into a battlefield, where every subsequent step is driven by the singular mission to regain the privilege of standing beside you. Listen attentively now, for what follows will shake you to your core. Behind closed doors, your person is strategizing an action that will alter the entire narrative they have lived. They have resolved to cut ties with a specific individual responsible for sowing discord between you and them, someone who fueled their insecurities and manipulated their emotions. They see the situation with clarity now, declaring, "I was blind, but I am not blind anymore." Their family feels the tremors of this change and is beginning to panic, not out of concern for you, but because they sense their grip on control slipping away. As those reliant on control begin to lose it, desperation ensues. Your person stands unyielded, coldly decisive, having transformed into someone their family scarcely recognizes, someone who now thinks independently rather than conforming to the expectations of others. Stay tuned, for the shock of this next revelation will hit you hard. Your person has been summoning the courage to approach you, not with flimsy excuses or empty promises, but with a declaration poised to change everything. They are preparing to communicate that your withdrawal did not weaken them, it refined their understanding. They are now cognizant of every moment they took you for granted, each time they allowed your pain to go unnoticed, and every instance they let external voices dictate their treatment of you. They comprehend that losing your warmth inflicts the harshest punishment life could impose. Your absence has molded them into someone who finally grasps the essence of fighting, not for attention, nor approval, but for the love that persisted unwaveringly until it could endure no longer. Listen carefully, my beloved child, as I share this momentous decision. Your person is on the brink of publicly choosing you. Unapologetically, without fear or hesitation. They have come to recognize that your withdrawal was not a conclusion but rather an awakening, compelling them to evolve into the person you rightfully deserve. They understand that you have awaited action, not mere words, you have sought tangible proof, not empty vows. At long last, they are ready to deliver exactly that. Remain exactly where you are, dear child, for what I am about to unveil now marks a point of no return. Your person has traversed a threshold within themselves, one they can never recross. After enduring nights of unrest and a lifetime of conforming to familial expectations, they have finally elected to embrace the one thing their heart has yearned for ever since your light began to fade. They stood before those who molded their identity and declared, "I am done living for you. I choose the one who bestowed me with peace, especially when this place never did." The ensuing silence was anything but ordinary. It was a silence born from the disruption of deep-rooted patterns. Their family was left uncertain whether to argue, weep, or plead, for they sensed it. Your person was no longer bluffing. A profound shift had settled within them permanently. Listen closely now, for this is where the narrative veers significantly. Your person unveiled that your emotional withdrawal exposed every buried insecurity within them. They confessed, "I failed to recognize how much they suffered because of us. I never realized the weight of burdens they should not have had to bear." Their voice quivered, not from fear, but from a regret so profound it felt like a punishment in itself. They remembered the sleepless nights you endured filled with worry, the countless moments you sought to support them amidst their family's scrutiny of your intentions. Every occasion you held their heart, despite their failure to safeguard yours, flooded their mind. It became clear to them that you chose to walk away to save yourself from drowning in the chaos they allowed. This realization shattered them in ways unnoticed by anyone else, yet it reverberated through your spirit. That is why they fight now, not out of sudden awareness, but because the loss of your presence stripped away all illusions, leaving only harsh reality. Hold on, as the next revelation promises to be even more striking. Your person confronted another directly, someone who once made you feel diminished, unwelcomed, or judged. They did not whisper their concerns timidly. Instead, they asserted themselves with a conviction that startled even them. They declared, "You have no right to disrespect the one who has shown me more love than this entire household combined." Those words sliced through the air, and the individual on the receiving end was rendered speechless, having never witnessed your person defend you with such unwavering intensity. In that confrontation, your person confronted a truth they had previously failed to acknowledge. They realized they had not protected you the way you truly deserved. This revelation has solidified their determination moving forward, and they have ceased to apologize for standing by you. They have ceased to conceal their true feelings. No longer are they pretending that their lives hold meaning in your absence. And now comes the crucial part that you must not overlook. Your significant other is making definitive plans to come forward, this time, not with hesitation or uncertainty, but with a resolute commitment that even unnerves them. They are preparing to unveil every truth that has remained hidden for too long. They are gearing up to confront those difficult discussions they previously sidestepped. They are determined to demonstrate through actions, rather than empty promises, that they wholeheartedly, openly, and fearlessly choose you. They are ready to mend what has been fractured, not through illusions, but with a commitment so profound that even those closest to them are beginning to distance themselves, sensing the gravity of this transformation. They have recognized that delaying action now would risk your silence becoming permanent, a reality they cannot bear to contemplate. And at long last, dear one, pay attention in stillness of your spirit. your partner has resolved that you are worthy of the struggle, the risk, the transformation, and even the solitude that may arise from severing ties with certain individuals. They are preparing to stand before you with a heart that fully comprehends the importance of prioritizing love over fear. They refuse to remain passive as your energy dwindles. They have decided to abandon regret and not allow external influences to obstruct what destiny has clearly ordained for the two of you. Stay with me, my cherished child, because we are entering a pivotal moment where emotions will evolve into concrete actions. Your beloved has reached a juncture where their heart can no longer remain silent, their mind can no longer dwell in confusion, and their spirit can no longer remain estranged. Last night, after yet another explosive confrontation with their family, they sat alone and came to a realization that crystallized into an irrevocable decision. They murmured to themselves, "I cannot lose them again, not this time, not ever." In that whisper, their entire fate was redirected. The fear that previously governed them has evaporated. The indecision that once held them back has given way, and the version of themselves that allowed others to dictate their happiness has quietly perished. What emerged is a stronger, bolder, and clearer individual, someone who knows precisely what they desire and to whom they belong. Yet, heed this carefully, for this revelation carries weight beyond all prior insights. Your partner has finally acknowledged the true reason your emotional withdrawal devastated them. They recognized that they had ceased their efforts because they were weary of striving for a position in your life that should never have been in question. This realization struck them with such force that it left them weak at the knees. They came to understand that you were never demanding anything unreasonable. You sought respect, acknowledgement, effort, and protection, elements they should have provided effortlessly. They revisited each instance where you waited for them to stand up for you, every occasion you concealed your pain to maintain harmony, and every silent tear you suppressed to avoid burdening them. When they comprehended that your withdrawal stemmed not from a loss of love, but rather from a depletion of strength, they experienced a profound heartbreak, invisible to those around them. This unseen anguish ignited their warrior spirit. Now, brace yourself for what I am about to disclose. This is the twist even fate could not foresee. Your partner has commenced a quiet severance of emotional, mental, and practical dependencies on those who once obstructed your connection. They are distancing themselves from voices that previously manipulated their decisions. They have ceased to seek advice from those who disrespected you. They are now making choices independently and have begun strategizing on how to free their lives from influences that poisoned your bond. They affirmed, "I will not permit anyone to interfere with my heart ever again." Their family senses this shift and they are alarmed, not out of concern for your partner, but due to their loss of control over someone they once believed would never break free. However, your partner is resolute. They have tasted the empowering essence of claiming their own destiny. Now that they have experienced that freedom, nothing can drag them back into old patterns. And now, prepare for the part that will quicken your heartbeat. Your partner has been meticulously rehearsing what they wish to convey to you, not casually, nor half-heartedly, but with such profound intention that it has kept them awake at night. They have practiced how to seek your forgiveness without coming across as desperate, how to express regret without succumbing to emotion, and how to tell you of their love without allowing fear to silence their voice. They have contemplated every nuance, the location where they wish to meet you, how they desire to look at you, and what their opening line should be. They yearn to prove that they are no longer the confused individual you once distanced yourself from. Their transformation is not for show, nor for approval, but rather because your withdrawal compelled them to confront who they truly were and who they must become in order to deserve you. At last, my beloved child, grasp this with the depth of your heart. Your partner stands on the brink of undertaking actions they once deemed impossible. They are poised to defy their family's wishes, to break away from established patterns, and to reject the expectations that have governed their past. They are ready to prioritize you openly, clearly, and unapologetically. They are unfazed by who may disapprove, who may gossip, or who may choose to walk away. They declared, "If advocating for them means standing alone, then I will stand alone." This moment marks the transition where their love transforms into action, where regret evolves into movement, and where confusion is replaced by perfect clarity. Remain with me.